A very good afternoon to all of you. So in the last session, we have discussed about the stages of interview, how the interview goes through different stages, and how the final stage, that is the selection, the HR round comes, and then you get your final offer letter in your hand. But now, when we have discussed about various stages, some things were there which were common, like when you are answering the question, when you are entering into the hall, when you are talking for the first time, when that first personal interview, the selection, scrutining process is going on. One thing remains common, that is that is your confidence, your body language, your way of presentation. These are few of the things which remain constant no matter for which position you are applying, no matter for which job you are going, no matter it's telephonic interview or face-to-face interview, it's a group discussion going on, whatever it's going on. Confidence, presentation, communication skills, and your way of talking leaves an everlasting impact, and that is what is going to decide about your selection in the interview. Now today we are going to discuss about skills you need to crack an interview. Now see, going and facing the interview is very easy. You can simply search on for the job, you can enter there, you can go there, and you can crack the interview, right? But getting the job of your choice, getting the job in your preferred organization brings a challenge. Here we are not talking about getting a job. Here we are talking about cracking the interview whenever someone calls you or wherever you apply for the interview. See, in interview process, we have already discussed that introduction plays a very important role when it comes to interview. How you are introducing yourself. Usually the first round of interview which takes place is a telephonic interview where they just want to know about you. And when you are telling about you at that point of time, if you are getting confused, if you are not answering properly, if you are not distracted, sometimes you're saying something, another time you are starting with something else. If that sequence, that balance is not there, then in the first initial round, will not select you. So I have been always telling you that prepare your strong introduction where you are introducing yourself, including every important aspect, your hobbies, your key skills, your introduction. But when I'm saying you need to include everything, that doesn't mean you can stretch your introduction up to 5 minutes. It should be short and sweet, but it should contain all the important things. There they are going to voice tone, how you're presenting yourself, all those things you have to understand very thoroughly, very thoroughly. Introduction is something which is constant. Only one in two, three things keep on changing as per the job description or as per the company in which you are applying. So for that purpose, you need to have the brief outline. If we are applying for the interview, the first thing we should be ready with is our introduction and why a company should hire you. How you are different from another 20 candidates standing outside in the corridor for the interview. How you can differentiate yourself, how you can stand out of that crowd. These are the two things for which you need to be very ready, you need to be well prepared. Now for that only, we are going to understand the skills which you need to have to crack an interview. Because see, when we are entering into the organization, when we are applying somewhere, our first and most important motto is to crack the interview, to get the offer letter, to come out with a smile. We are entering with a confidence and we want to come out with a smile, with a offer letter in our hand. So from today, we will be starting about the skills you need to crack an interview. Can you see a person who's just searching? His face is completely into the laptop. He's doing something really very important. And do you know what's that? He is researching about the company. I got a call in the morning from one of the company. I don't know anything about the company, but as soon as you are going to enter, they'll have some general conversation. They'll say hi, hello, you'll greet each other. Then they'll say, do you know what our company does? What is the vision of the company? What we are doing? That is the question they are going to ask you. So when you are entering, when you are going for any kind of interview in the organization, you should research about that company. This is not an option. It is extremely important to gain basic information about the company, your seriousness towards the job. If you are not at all, make his opinion that this person has just came for the interview. He doesn't look very serious, because if you would have been serious for the interview, you would have researched about the company. See, you are seeing yourself as a part of the organization, right? When we are seeing ourselves as a part of the organization, we are supposed to know what the organization is doing, in which all area the organization is working. Aren't we supposed to see that? Just a very small example, if we go to buy a mobile phone, for that also, from home, we keep searching, we keep checking out the specification, features, we start comparing everything we do, right? Just to buy a small mobile. Here, you are selecting a company where you are going to spend another 365 days or more than 365 days of your life, right? So that should be a place which is comfortable with you. For example, while researching about the company, you suddenly get to know that the culture says you have to be available 24/7 for the company. So you need to ask yourself, am I comfortable in joining this company? Am I comfortable in working 24/7? If no, then you will definitely would not give your 100%, but all of a sudden it comes to your notice that this company is very good. The employees working in the company are having only positive feedbacks. The organization culture is so good that the people here working for almost 2, 3, 4 years, they are not willing to leave their job. They're not willing to quit their job. So this is going to create a positive mindset. And if you know that, now if you want to grab that opportunity, you should know in which all areas the company is working. What is the main vision of the company, mission of the company, in which areas the company is moving. So all those things you should know. So as soon as you get an interview call, or as soon as you apply for any kind of job in the company, research about that company. In a study, 47% of interviewers reveal that they won't offer the job to a candidate if they had little knowledge of the company. They say that we are not comfortable in hiring a person who haven't researched about the company and has just come casually, randomly for the interview. They don't prefer hiring such candidate. They prefer hiring a candidate who has some knowledge about the company, maybe not in detail, but at least the areas in which we are working, or the services which we are offering, all those things. If we are aware about those things, then yes, it's an add-on benefit on your resume. Third point says, look up for important information about the company, that is vision, mission, key personnel, and recent milestone. So you need to check out these news. As soon as you will enter, the company might start the discussion that recently we just were being awarded with this award. So you should, yes, I was reading the news. So the company has got this award. Congratulations on such an achievement. It's a very big achievement for the company. So, as soon as you add to that, the person will say, okay, yes, this person knows. these type of topics, why they bring this type of discussion? They just want to check whether you have got the information, you have detailed information about the you have read the information about the company or not. It's not that directly they are going to come and say that, okay, tell the vision of the company, tell us the mission of our company, tell me what we have achieved. No, they're not going to say that way. They will make it very tricky to know the vision and mission of the statement, that whether you are aware about that or not. They might put a question on the table saying, how can you match your vision with the vision of the company? So here indirectly, they are checking whether you know the vision of the company, because how you're going to match your vision? When you're aware about the company's mission, then only you can match your vision, right? So here they are giving you an indirect question, but indirectly they are asking, they just want to know whether you have gone through the company's profile or not. They can start as of that we are a company who are working in various different fields, like we are working in services, we are offering different these all types of services. What are your views, like what services we should add? So now as soon as they put this question, you should be aware about the services which they're already providing, then only you can add that these are the services in which we can also enter. So this is the way they try to know more about the company from your end, that what exactly you have researched about the company. Fourth point says you should also read up the latest news about the specific department or vertical for which you are interviewing. Go through the news. For example, there's a very big announcement related to merger, related to takeover, related to any of the new business establishment which we are starting. So you should have the knowledge about all those things. Then why we are hiring in the organization in which you are applying for the job, that organization is entering into training field. Till now the organization was working for educational department. Till now the organization was working, right? But they were not providing any type of training, right? Now they want to enter into training. So you should know that thing. You should know that yes, they have entered into training, they are starting a new thing. So here they want you to tell your suggestions. You can come up that yes, I have studied that now you are planning to enter into the training field, you are planning to train the corporates, train the faculties on the technology. So in that thing, that yes, it is a very good decision and there's a lot of scope. So they'll ask, how can you be a add-on benefit, or how you can be a grow, you can show growth perspective for a company in that direction. So they indirectly they're asking you to come out with your ideas, like how you'll be making that thing work, because it is something new we are starting. We need your input, we need your creative ideas, we need your creative thinking. So this is how the interview goes, and for this you need to research about the company so that you are already prepared and ready with the answers, all the possible answers which you can give. Usually when they're starting new, they'll be asking about your new suggestion, they'll be asking about your creative things, they'll be asking you about the experience you are carrying as a trainer, in your past experience, how trainings you have provided the trainings, how they have been successful with that. And that can only happen by the research. Now when we see a job description, want us to do, like if we are applying for any kind of job, so what exactly that is focusing on? So for example, if it is learning and development department, they are hiring you as a trainer, so what exactly they want? There can be different things. For example, they are hiring you just to deliver the content. So what they will be seeing, basically they'll be seeing your creativity in speaking, they'll be seeing your public speaking skills, they'll be seeing your confidence, they'll be seeing your presentation, they'll be seeing your body language, They'll be seeing how good you are dealing with the audience and answering them, and how good listener you are. So they'll be checking on all these things. But in case if they are looking for a person who will be delivering the content as well as will be making the content, so in that situation, they will ask you about what all different training topics you are good in. Can you develop the content? And if yes, what are going to be your training methodologies? How you are going to assess the individual? How you are going to conduct the session? What all activities? Have you planned any activities? And if yes, then those are online or those activities can be played virtually. So there are so many different type of things for which you need to be prepared. And how you're going to be prepared when you go through the description. They might say that yes, we are working with the government. You need to be you need to know about the government mandate. You need to know how to submit the document, how the filing process go on, what exactly we have to do. So for all those things, you have to go through the job description. Now, on the other hand, if we talk about HR, human resource. Now here, what work you're going to do? Are you going to work on payrolls? So you should have the information about payrolls, detailed knowledge about the payrolls. Are you going to work on training them, their company policies? Then you should be aware about those policies. Are you going to take care into their entry and exit formalities? So what specific role they are checking, what specific role they are hiring, that you can only know when you are reading your job description. So before entering, once you have researched about the company, second thing says, go with the job description, study that, and prepare your why should we hire you answer in related to the job description. Along with researching the company, be sure to know the key focus area of the role you applied for. You should know that what is the key focus area for what specific role they are going to hire me. They have the job openings. Second, read carefully the job description and make a list of points to justify how you are capable of achieving these specific duties. So that you have to say to make you stand out of the crowd. Right? Now, when they will ask you about your job role, then they'll tell you how you are going to be different, how you are going to show growth to the organization. The answer should be related to the job description, to the role for which they are going to hire you. So for that, you should have detailed information about your job description. Third point says, in case you have past experience, mention briefly critical instances where you have contributed. Now, if you have any past experience, use your past experience, explain about your past experience, tell them that this is what I have done in my past year, and this is how uh, I have gathered the audience. Now when it comes to training, this is how I've gathered the audience. This is why these are the students who used to like my session. I always used to have super awesome session with very good feedback. So all these things you can share. Be eager and enthusiastic but not desperate. You are eager, you want that job, but that desperateness should not be there, that just give me this job, I just want to grab this job. When you are going to give me, when you are going to offer me, I'm ready to do this, I'm ready to do that. Don't show your desperateness. Even if you are desperate, don't show. That is the quality which you should have when you are entering for the interview. You know how it is going to affect. If you are showing your desperateness, they might negotiate you with your salary. They might negotiate you with the benefit they are offering you. So don't show your desperateness. Even if you like, if you want that job, be neutral, give your best, and then move on. Brush up your basics. Why brushing? Brushing means waking up in the morning and brushing your teeth. Basics? No, clean your basics, clear your basics. Along with an impressive personality, you also need excellent subject knowledge. See, when they are going to hire you, they are going to ask you about your subject related knowledge also. They'll not just hire you if you are a very attractive personality, if you are a very great personality. They are not just going to hire you by that way. They will hire you when you are going to show your excellence in terms of subject knowledge also. When you will show them that yes, you have detailed information and you can explain them. So for that reason, what you need to do, you have to brush, you have to go through all these basic things which they might ask you. Like, even see, if we are going for technical interview, there are few questions which are the part of that interview. So you need to go through that. You should be ready with the answers at that last point. You should not say that, oh sorry, I just forgot. I know this thing, but I'm little bit confused. Don't show your confusion over there. Okay, instead of getting confused, it's better to be well prepared for that. Second point says, whether you are a fresher or an experienced professional, you can expect certain tough questions. If we talk about the technical rounds, there might be some technical tough question which you might have to face. If we talk about training profile, they might ask you to prepare an instant presentation, 5 or 10 minutes presentation on any random topic. They might come up with some, for example, they're hiring you as a soft skill teacher. They might pick up any of the important thing, like they can ask you about leadership theories, they can ask you about how you are going to train. If we talk about body language, what all things we have to take care about. So they can ask you any of the question. You cannot come and say that I'm a fresher, I don't know this, or I am an experienced, so I'm already expert in those things. Both the answers you cannot give. You have to tell them, you have to answer them that yes, if you are asking us about the leadership theories, these are the theories, this is how it works. If you are asking, if you are hiring a manager, so they might give you a specific situation, that this is the situation, how you are going to solve the situation, some real and practical examples, some real and day-to-day problem they can share with you, and they just check whether you are good in solving them or not. So these are few things which you need to keep in mind. Next point says, brush up your subject fundamentals. Now you should go through your subject fundamental. You should try to understand that what all things are important, what all things can be asked, the basics. You should go through that and you should revise all those things before entering the interview room. If you have work experience, organize your thoughts about your work and present them well. Interview is going on, you are discussing about the salary, all of sudden a new three things strike your mind, and that says, oh, in the past organization, once there was this difficulty, this was a situation, and I have dealt with that situation very well, and I was even recognized. See, that part is already gone. That time of the interview when you were supposed to tell your past experience, that is already gone. Now, when HR discussion is going on, when the discussion has the question for the discussion is changed, you cannot get back to the old thing, right? So when you're presenting, make your thoughts organized, that if this is question is going to be fired on me, these are the points I'm going to speak, so there is no chance of confusion. Prepare for the test. Getting ready for the interview. How we are going to get ready? A very different, clean, iron clothes, very clean shaved person for boys, or for girl, a tidy hair, tied hair, a charming face, very bright and light makeup, wearing decent, carrying yourself decently, wearing heels. This is what we are telling about preparing for the test. No, preparing for the test means Be ready to prepare for any written tests, activities, presentation that may be mentioned in the job posting. When you're going to the job description, you will get to know that we are going to conduct the written test, or we are going to give you an activity, or there's going to be group discussion, or there's going to be a short presentation which you will have to make, or there is going to be a technical round for technical person that will give you a code, and you'll have to write that code. So whatever it is, you need to prepare yourself, you need to be ready for that kind of test which is going to happen. So this information, how you are going to get, you're going to get from the job description, or else the person who has scheduled your interview, you can ask that person also that is there any written test, is there any group discussion or presentation or anything which is going to happen during the interview process. And if you get the answer to be yes, prepare yourself for that. This way, there will be no surprises during the interview, and you'll be mentally prepared for it. All of a sudden, you are sitting and some person comes and say you, okay, all of you get ready for the written test. And you're like, what? Written test? I wasn't aware about that. I'm even not prepared. You'll be mentally disturbed. Even if you are prepared, no, even once you get the question paper, you think that, yes, I know all the answers. But at the back of your mind, it's running that I have not revised anything. I'm not prepared for the written test. So when you are not mentally stable for that, when you are not prepared to give that test, you won't be able to give your best in that test, no matter if you know the questions or not. So in that way, it is not going to be a shock if you are already prepared. If you already know that these are the questions which are going to be fired on you, which are going to be asked by you, and these are the process like this presentation, activity, group discussion, written test, these things are going to be there as a part of the interview. So always be prepared for the test. Next. Now, next question says preparation for potential interview questions. What are the potential interview questions? Who are you? Why should we hire you? Tell me something about you. Uh, why do you want this job? Where do you see after 5 years? What are your core strengths and weaknesses? So many things. These are the normal questions, the most common questions which are usually asked in all the interviews. So here first point says most of the interviews have many common questions. You are going for your CS field, you're going for commerce field, you're going in banking sector, you're going in service sector, you're going in IT sector, you are applying anywhere in any of the corporate office, in any of the organization. Some questions which are common, which remain common, and you should be well prepared for that. No matter at what stage you are, you have carrying 5 years of experience, 10 years of experience, 20 years of experience. You are a fresher. You are someone who has just entered, who is just carrying experience of 6 months, who is just carrying an experience of internship, or the one who is not carrying any kind of experience. These questions will be on your table every time whenever you go for the interview. If you are appearing for the interview for the first time at the age of 23 or 24, you have to answer this question. If you are going for the interview when you are 40 years old, you are already carrying 25 years of experience, still they will ask you about this question. The only thing is the professionalism, the way of answering, that is going to differ. So what are these common questions? It says be prepared for some common questions like, tell me about you. Who are you? Tell me about yourself. I don't know. I just have your resume. So I have read that, but I want you to tell me something about you. Now, when this question is fired, like tell me about you or describe who you are. In these type of question, what you have to say is first thing, your name, your short introduction about from where you belong, your educational qualification, your professional qualification, your professional skills, and how you're different. What is the best thing you carry? You need to tell your skills like I'm creative, innovative, but that should all be in a proper sequence. Second type of question is why should I hire you? Now it's okay. We have shortlisted you. There was something in your resume that we have shortlisted you. But now, how we are going to hire you by rejecting all the 20 or 50 candidates who are waiting outside my room? How you are going to be differentiate? How you are going to be different from all of them? How you are going to stand out of the crowd? That's the answer they are looking for when they are asking, why should I hire you? It is exactly same as when someone, we go out and a person, two different person are trying to sell their product, right? And they keep on saying, this is good, this is good, this has this advantages, this has this advantages, it is made from natural ingredient, it is made from these organic ingredients. This is how. So basically, why should we hire you means you have to sell yourself to the interviewer. You are selling your skills, you're selling yourself. I mean, you'll be selling yourself, when they'll like you, they'll buy you, right? And they'll pay you for that. So that's what this question basically means, sell yourself. Always keep this in mind that as soon as someone asks you about this, they want you to sell yourself. And when we are selling, when someone is selling anything, all the good positive things are shown along with the negative part, but those are shown in such a way that they looks positive, they looks that yes, they'll be improving with time, right? But here, don't try to say something in which you are not perfect, right? If you don't have those skills, if you don't have those quality, please don't include it. Why do you want this job? Now there are so many jobs in the market. Why you have applied for this job? What is the specific reason for you to apply for this job? So here you need to be ready with that answer. Like, you have to match your own skills, your goals with the goals and the work which that job role will be doing. You have to match those things. When you will be able to make a proper match between them, that time you'll say that yes, this is the reason why I have opted for this job. This is the reason why I have applied for this job. Now, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Now they want to see how goal oriented. Are you goal oriented? Are you a motivated person? Are you having the far vision for yourself? Do you see yourself to grow in near future? That's why they're asking you. And with this, they also want to know whether you are going to stay with us for a longer duration or not. So here you again have to match that I am waiting for the growth opportunity. I would like to live in the organization which provides me different growth opportunity, which is going to develop me, where I can nurture myself more, where I'll have the option to open my thoughts, to learn new things, to develop myself, as well as where my work is going to give growth to the organization also. Now, organization is going to grow because of me, and I'm going to grow because of the organization if this thing happens. So in next 5 years, I see myself as a manager, or I see myself as a tech lead, I see myself as a leader, I see myself as a director, I see myself as the CEO of the company. So these all things you have to share, and the proper outlining should be there. No, nothing random should come up within the answers. Make a list of such potential questions related to the job profile, background, company, etc., and prepare for them in advance. And what you have to do, you have to make the list, you have to prepare for your answer so that when you are answering, you're not stuck in between. Next point. Be punctual. Cities like Bombay, cities like Bangalore, cities like Hyderabad, where there is a lot of traffic, there are chances of getting stuck in the traffic. You cannot afford to get late when it comes to interview. You need to reach there at least 15-20 minutes prior to the time which is being given to you. This is going to show your punctuality. See, we have been telling that first impression is definitely not the last impression, but it is very important. So if you are late, your impression is gone there itself that this person is not punctual. Negative, your marking starts with a negative remark. So reach well in time to prepare for professional. If you want to be professional, if you want to enter corporates, make it your habit that you are always on time. This is the quality of a professional, that he or she is never late. They are very punctual when it comes to timing. Second point says people who arrive late are often rejected even before they appear for the interview. This happens in many organizations, that they don't want to consider, they don't consider resume of the people who are arriving late just with 5 minutes, saying that there was sudden traffic jam. The people, what they will say, or the people who are listening to you or taking your interview, they'll simply say that when you know it's Bangalore, they can be jam anytime. They can be, the traffic can stuck anytime. You should have adjusted your time accordingly. This is going to show your proactiveness towards the future problem which may arise. So there are testing your skills as well. So you cannot give that option, and you are simply rejected without even going through the interview. Plan your method and route of travel in advance. Just a night before, plan that, okay, how I'm going to go, whether I'm going to go with my bike, with my vehicle, is it fine, petrol is there or not, which route I'm going to take, which is going to be the best route. Just plan that in advance. If you are not aware about the location, plan everything well in advance. Also keep a time buffer in case of heavy traffic or some other reason. As I told you, in some cities it is sure that the traffic is going to be there, so always it's better to have a timer buffer. Same way, when we have a flight to take, we always keep 30 minutes or 1 hour buffer. When it comes to Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai, some big 3 tier cities, we always keep that buffer. Same way, when it comes to interview process, you have to keep a time buffer. This way you can reach on time without being stressed. Now, when you are reaching on time, you won't be feeling stressed. Otherwise what happens when you're traveling, you keep on seeing the time and the stress increases. As soon as the time start getting decreased, like it's just 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, the stress level keeps on increasing. How you can reduce that? Once you plan your plan your route, you plan your buffer time, and you reach on time, the stress is not going to be there, and you can freely, relaxedly go for your interview and appear for the interview. That is how you are supposed to prepare yourself. There are many other ways. There are almost 15 more skills which you need to know while preparing yourself for the interview, that we are going to discuss in the next session of interview skills. As of now, if you have any doubt related to these, please ask. Any doubts? No? Okay then. So we are good to wind up the session. We'll see you exactly in next 10 minutes. That is 4:50. Okay, Prakriti. Exactly at 4:50 with the last session of the day. And the last session of the day is goal setting. Okay, we'll see you in next 10 minutes. Bye-bye. Take care. Welcome, dear.